Okay, have you ever spent like hours searching for the perfect vacation rental,
Oh, yeah.
only to find, overpriced impersonal options?
Totally.
It's like Airbnb went from, disrupting the travel industry to becoming the very thing it aimed to replace.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing that playing out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember that Financial Times article you shared?
Yes.
I mean, the author just couldn't find a decent, affordable rental.
Right. In San Sebastian.
Yeah, San Sebastian, and it kind of perfectly highlights this growing dissatisfaction with Airbnb.
It wasn't even just about price.
Right.
It was this lack of character, like the feeling that these rentals are becoming more like sterile hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Not to mention cities like Barcelona are cracking down on short-term rentals
Mm-hmm.
because of their impact on local housing.
Right.
Like they're creating a problem and now trying to solve it.
So what's interesting is that this article kind of explores an alternative
Okay.
home swapping.
Oh, interesting.
It's been around forever. But it seems to be gaining traction again.
Yeah.
Especially, in light of all these issues with Airbnb.
Like that saying, everything old is new again.
Right.
But how does swapping homes with complete strangers actually work?
Well, the author of the article actually tried it out.
Oh, wow.
They swapped their London home with a family in San Sebastian.
Oh, cool.
And, their experience highlights a really key aspect of home swapping.
Okay.
It seems to attract a certain type of traveler, the ones who value authenticity and connection.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're literally living in someone else's space.
Yeah.
Using their things, experiencing their neighborhood as they do.
It's very intimate.
You need a high level of trust and respect, though.
Absolutely. And the article emphasizes this.
Okay.
I mean, there's this inherent sense of responsibility that comes with home swapping.
Yeah.
You're not just renting a space.
Right.
You're exchanging homes with someone who is also trusting you with their personal belongings and their sense of home.
It's interesting because, that shared responsibility
Mm-hmm.
could also lead to significant cost savings.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
No pricey nightly rates, no cleaning fees,
No hidden charges.
no hidden charges, yeah.
It's like getting a free vacation rental.
It is.
Right. That's a huge draw, especially today.
Of course.
The article mentions that some home swappers save hundreds, even thousands of dollars a year.
Wow.
By opting for this model.
Right.
And then those savings can be used to enhance the travel experience itself.
Yeah.
Maybe try a new restaurant or a day trip you wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on budget accommodation, you can invest in the experiences that make the trip memorable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a shift in mindset
It is.
from simply finding a place to sleep to truly immersing yourself in a new environment.
I like that. Okay, so we've talked about trust and respect.
Yeah.
But there's still a part of me that's like, what if something goes wrong?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of safeguards are there to protect both parties?
That's totally valid.
Yeah.
I mean, handing over your keys to a stranger,
Right.
even a vetted one,
Yeah.
can feel risky.
Yeah.
But the article explains that these platforms have systems in place
Okay.
to address those concerns.
Like what specifically?
Well, for starters, there's detailed profiles and reviews,
Okay.
much like Airbnb.
Yeah.
Users kind of build up this reputation
Right.
based on the feedback from previous swaps.
Mhm.
So you get a sense of who you're dealing with.
Okay.
Plus, a lot of platforms have verification processes
Okay.
to confirm identities
Right.
and add another layer of security.
So it's not just like a handshake and hope for the best.
Definitely not.
Okay.
There's an element of due diligence involved for both sides.
Yeah.
You're not just, looking for a nice place to stay. You're also assessing whether these people seem trustworthy and respectful.
Right.
And they're doing the same with you.
So you're both motivated to take care of each other's homes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you'll be on the receiving end of the swap as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And the article highlights that the vast majority of swaps go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a risk, just like with any form of travel.
Right.
But these platforms are really designed to minimize those risks.
But how do you even find a match? Is it like just scrolling through endless listings and hoping for the best?
It's actually a bit more nuanced than that.
Sure.
Most platforms have these sophisticated search filters
Okay.
where you can specify your desired location, dates, type of home, even specific amenities you're looking for.
Okay.
And then you can reach out to potential swap partners and start a conversation.
Okay.
Get to know them and their home before you commit to anything.
So there's an actual human element to it.
Yeah, totally.
It's not just some anonymous transaction.
Yeah, that's what sets it apart from,
right.
those more impersonal booking platforms.
Yeah.
You're connecting with people, sharing travel tips,
Oh.
even building friendships.
Okay.
The author of the article mentions feeling a genuine sense of community,
Mhm.
something that was total absent from their previous Airbnb experiences.
It's not even just about saving money then.
Right.
It's like experiencing travel.
It's a whole different approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more authentic and meaningful.
And what about those unexpected discoveries?
Oh, yeah.
Do those lead to the most memorable moments?
For sure.
Yeah.
Imagine finding like a hidden gem of a restaurant
Right.
that your swap partner recommended,
Right.
or stumbling upon some local festival
Yeah.
you wouldn't have even known about otherwise.
It's like having a local guide built into your trip, but without that awkwardness of actually having a tour guide following you around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all those unexpected experiences,
Mhm.
those moments of serendipitous discovery,
Mm-hmm.
they become part of your travel narrative.
Yeah.
Something you can share and cherish long after the trip is over.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Right.
But then I think back to like the skepticism surrounding Airbnb in its early days.
Oh, yeah.
People were hesitant, unsure if they could trust the platform or the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's practically ubiquitous.
Right.
Could home swapping follow a similar trajectory?
It's an interesting parallel. The
Yeah.
article actually touches on that,
Okay.
saying home swapping is still relatively niche
Mm-hmm.
compared to like the behemoth
Right.
that is Airbnb.
Yeah.
But there are signs of growth,
Okay.
especially post-pandemic,
Yeah.
as people are seeking out these more affordable and authentic travel experiences.
So it's like a potential disruptor,
Perhaps.
waiting in the wings, ready to challenge the status quo.
It certainly offers a compelling alternative
Yeah.
to the increasingly commercialized world of vacation rentals.
Right.
And as more people become aware of its benefits,
Yeah.
who knows, it might just become the next big thing in travel.
Okay. I'm starting to get it. You save money.
Yeah.
You experience a place more authentically.
Mm.
You potentially make new friends.
Right.
What's not to love?
Exactly.
But what about the environmental impact?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question.
Isn't there a risk that home swapping could lead to increased travel
Mm-hmm.
and then offset any potential benefits?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the question that always comes up with these alternative travel models.
Right.
Is it truly sustainable?
Yeah.
The article mentions Home Exchange boasting about a practically zero carbon footprint for home swapping.
Mm-hmm.
But is that realistic?
It's a tricky claim.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you're eliminating the energy consumption of hotels or traditional vacation rentals.
Right.
But like you said, there's the potential for increased travel frequency because accommodation becomes more affordable.
So it's a bit of a balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
Less impact per trip, but maybe more trips overall.
Right?
Yeah. And we can't ignore the transportation aspect.
No.
While the article highlights that a lot of home swaps involve car travel,
Yeah.
which is generally less carbon intensive than flying,
Right.
air travel is still a significant factor.
Yeah. I guess it comes down to individual choices, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
If you're swapping homes to take more frequent long-haul flights,
Yeah,
the environmental benefits might be negligible.
for sure.
But if you're using it to explore nearby destinations,
Right.
maybe by car or train,
Yeah,
the impact could be significantly lower than traditional tourism.
for sure. It's about being mindful of your travel patterns
Yeah.
and making conscious decisions.
Yeah.
Home swapping itself isn't like a magic bullet for sustainability,
Right.
but it does offer a framework for more thoughtful
Yeah.
and potentially less impactful travel. So as we wrap up our deep dive into home swapping,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what stands out to you as the most compelling aspect?
That's a good question.
Is it the cost savings, the
That's-
authenticity,
Yeah.
the potential for human connection,
I think for me,
or maybe something else entirely?
it's the combination of factors.
Okay.
It's about challenging the way we think about travel,
Mm-hmm.
moving away from the transactional
Oh,
and embracing a more collaborative, community-driven approach.
yeah,
It's about recognizing that travel isn't just about ticking off destinations.
right.
It's about experiencing a place through the lens of someone who calls it home.
That's beautifully put.
Thanks.
It makes me wonder what our listeners would discover if they stepped outside their comfort zones
Yeah,
and gave home swapping a try.
right.
What adventures are out there?
Yeah.
What unexpected connections might they forge? What would it be like to experience the world, not as a tourist, but as a temporary local, living in someone else's shoes, even if just for a week?
It's an invitation to rethink travel,
Yeah.
to prioritize experiences over amenities,
Yeah.
Embrace the unexpected and the unknown. And who knows, it might just lead to a whole new way of seeing the world and our place within it.
That's a thought-provoking note to end on.
Thanks.
To our listeners, I leave you with this challenge.
Yeah.
Imagine yourself on a home swap vacation.
Yeah.
Where would you go? What kind of home would you swap?
Right.
And most importantly, what stories would you bring back?
Good question.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep diving deep.